Hey, love bug. I'm Dr. Ashley Greer. I'm a former psychologist turned hell yes life coach. I help women who have a tendency to be people pleasers and to put everybody else first to finally prioritize themselves, prioritize loving themselves so that they have a full cup that they can just overflow into everybody else's life around them, particularly their own. Today I want to talk to you about being the sun in your life, truly being the sun. So many and most of the people that I work with are helpers at their core. They truly want to help other people. They want to nourish other people. They want to nourish relationships. They want to be a nourishing force in the world. But often what happens when you are this helper is you come from this perspective of needing to help other people, right? Of feeling as though it's your job to help other people even when they haven't asked for it, right? I recently had a client ask me this specifically. She said, then is it just not okay to ever help other people? And I said to her, yes, of course it's okay to help other people, but you help other people when they ask for it, not when you think they should be helped, not when you think that you should be helping them or when you think that their life should look differently. That's actually really controlling, and that's part of that everyday codependent coping mechanism that I talk all the time about. We want to help other people when they ask for it. We want to teach them to fish when they ask for it, not walk up to strangers who are hungry and be like, I'm going to teach you to fish. Look at this. I'm going to teach you to fish. You need to learn how to fish. You need to be better. But so many helpers will do that. I know I've been guilty of it in the past, of going out there and helping people who don't really want to be helped, of trying to do things for people when they haven't asked for it. And what that does is it's basically a way that we're trying to help in order to earn our worthiness. So the perfect example, the perfect metaphor for this is like the sun. We need to shine like the sun. The sun doesn't go into people's homes when, it thinks that a house needs to be more filled with sunshine, right? It doesn't like pound down the door or like blow open the windows or whatever and fill that house with sunshine. No. The sun shines into a home when someone decides to invite it in, when they open up the blinds and they allow that sunshine to enter. Because it's allowing that sunshine to enter that is the person's choice, that's the person's free will, that is respecting the person's freedom. And when we operate as helpers and come from this perspective that as the sun, as this, incredible helping force, we must blow down the doors and shine our sunshine inside that house, whether you like it or not. Well, sometimes there's reasons that people don't want sunshine in their house. Like maybe they have a headache, or maybe they're sensitive to the sun, or maybe it's going to overheat the house, and so they need to keep the curtains closed. Who are we to say when and how people receive the beautiful help and nurturance and support that we have to offer? We need to respect other people enough to realize that they will ask for support if and when they need it, and that we can be present in a way that provides love, nurturance, and support, and provides an opportunity for those people to reach out and get it when they need it, without having to impose it on other people. Because when we are imposing that love, nurture, and support, help on other people, we're basically implying that we know better than they know about what they need. We know better, and people resent you for it. People resent the help that you're giving them then. Nobody wants to be told what to do. And people end up actually rebelling against that kind of support. People end up actually pushing against it and being like, I want this. This is terrible. Like, this feels terrible. You'll often find this with parents. Parents will try to, over nurture their children, and their children will end up pushing back against it because it's like, I don't want to be controlled. And this is this thing about this everyday codependent coping mechanism that so many folks have, is that we help and we feel like we're just being supportive. We're just really, this is for your best. Can't you see that this X, Y, and Z that I'm offering you is for your best? But what we're really doing is we're actually being controlling, and we're implying that we know better what's better for someone else's life, and that we should be the ones to choose what's best for them. Even if other people are choosing things that aren't in their best interest, it's not our right or our place to feel as though we can or we should fix it. This can be actually even be extended into the place where we actually take responsibility if they're not taking our advice. Let's say somebody comes up to us and says, like, let's say you're a health coach and somebody comes to you and says, I really want to get healthier. What do I do? What do I do to be healthier? And you give them all this amazing insight and all of this amazing feedback about what they can do to be healthier, and then they don't do any of it, right? You might become frustrated and you might feel as though you need to go and wag your finger and be like, why aren't you doing this? You need to do this because you are actually taking responsibility for the fact that they are not choosing behaviors based upon the advice that you're given. Well, by taking responsibility for their improvement, you're actually operating from that everyday codependent coping mechanism where you are taking responsibility of whether or not they're making different choices in their life. If we want to follow that same analogy we were talking about earlier with the sunshine, that's like people knowing that they need more sun on their skin in order to generate more vitamin D, and the sun being like, hey, I know you know you need me, so I'm going to bust down the door and force myself into your home and force myself on you so that you get the vitamin D that you need, even though it's something that you're choosing not to have right now. You don't have the right to do that to people. As painful and as difficult as it can be, we need to respect people's autonomy. We need to respect people's choices. And we need to not take responsibility for those choices. We need to not feel guilty or responsible when other people make choices that we might not approve of or choices that we might not make ourselves, and to trust them. Because the only way we can trust ourselves is by understanding that other people deserve trust and autonomy as well. Because when we're trying to take responsibility for other people, it's because we don't think that people can be trusted. And that also applies to ourselves as well. I know it's a little bit of a tricky dynamic. Like I said, I had this client say, well, isn't it ever okay to help? And yes, of course it's okay to help. That's what so many of us are here for. But if I came and brought this video to you and sat you down and forced you to watch it, do you think you'd appreciate it very much? Or do you think you only appreciate it if you choose to watch it? Exactly my point. Well, I'm Dr. Ashley Greer, and as always, it's such a pleasure to talk to you today. I love you. I adore you. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and shares, and please keep them coming. I love helping people really achieve this sense of happiness and delight in their own life that is no longer about either waiting for other people to make them happy or feeling as though their value comes only from helping other people. If you'd like more information, please go to my website, www.ashleygreer.com. And otherwise, I'll talk to you again soon. All right, darling.